Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if saving up for a down payment feels literally impossible right now, like some giant mountain you can't climb, you are definitely not alone. But here's the truth. The landscape of home buying has completely shifted, and today we're going to give you the exact roadmap to navigate it.
So, let me ask you a question. Can you actually qualify to buy a home right now? A lot of renters out there already meet the income and credit requirements for a mortgage, but they feel totally paralyzed by the down payment. It just feels like this hurdle that's way too high to jump. But what if that hurdle is kind of an illusion?
Because the crazy part is, the biggest barrier isn't always affordability. It's a lack of the right information. Outdated assumptions are keeping incredibly qualified renters sitting on the sidelines for years longer than necessary. Well, we're going to fix that today.
All right, Section 1, Busting Common DPA Myths. Let's just systematically destroy some of these limiting beliefs holding you back from homeownership.
Okay, myth number 1. Down payment assistance, or DPA, is only for first-time buyers. Honestly, no way. In reality, nearly 40% of the over 2,600 programs in the U.S. don't even have a first-time buyer requirement. Plus, HUD defines a first-time buyer simply as someone who hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. So even if you've owned before, you might still easily qualify.
And then there's this persistent rumor that program funds have all dried up. But check out this number, 80%. Close to 80% of programs across the country right now have tens to hundreds of millions of dollars available, just waiting to be claimed by qualified buyers. The money is absolutely out there.
Oh, and you definitely don't have to settle for some tiny fixer-upper either. That's another huge myth. These programs are designed for real-world markets. Depending on your local market, eligible home prices can range from $200,000 to well over $800,000. They actually give you the flexibility to shop in neighborhoods that fit your lifestyle.
Now, you might be thinking, great, just more debt I have to pay back. But actually, thousands of these programs offer funds that are literally grants, meaning they do not need to be repaid at all. Or they're forgivable loans that just vanish if you stay in the home for a set number of years. It's a real game changer.
We've all been drilled to scrape together every single penny to put 20% down, right? But honestly, preserving your cash is absolutely crucial for emergencies, moving expenses, and long-term stability. Instead of draining your life savings, DPA lets you keep that financial cushion right where it belongs, in your bank account.
Which brings us to Section 2, how DPA offsets your costs. Let's talk about how this builds into a strategy that actually keeps more money in your pocket. It's all about stacking your resources. These programs can offset buyer costs in many ways, bridging that gap between what you've saved up and what you actually need to compete. It gives you massive financial leverage without stretching your daily budget too thin.
And you can use these funds for so much more than just getting your foot in the door. Yeah, they cover your core down payment, but you can also use them for those annoying closing costs, prepaying mortgage insurance, or, and this is huge, buying down your mortgage interest rate to permanently lower your monthly payment.
When you compare these loan strategies side by side, it's pretty eye-opening. A standard loan without DPA means paying the highest out-of-pocket costs up front. But if you apply DPA to a rate buy-down, you're looking at moderate upfront costs but securing the absolute lowest monthly payment. You get to completely rewrite the math on your purchase.
Okay, Section 3, the DPA Strategy Checklist. Let's get actionable and talk about the exact steps you need to take to pull this off.
It really comes down to a simple 3-step checklist during your pre-approval. Step 1, understand your eligibility. Step 2, ask your lender how those funds can be creatively applied. And Step 3, compare those loan scenarios based on your long-term goals. This is how you make a brilliantly strategic purchase.
Now, people always worry these programs are going to slow down their closing, but preparation determines your timeline, not the program. To avoid any delays, just get your documentation together early and consider taking a quick $75 to $100 homebuyer education course. They're often required anyway, and data shows they create incredibly successful long-term homeowners.
The real secret to getting a seller to enthusiastically accept your offer? Working with experienced professionals who know exactly how to seamlessly layer this funding without derailing your timeline. Having the right team is absolutely everything.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, your free home buying guides.
Look, you do not have to figure this whole shebang out on your own. Meet realtors Scott and Caroline Doan. They are your local experts who understand all of this inside and out, ready to help connect the dots between your dream home and these financial tools.
And here is the absolute best part. Discovering your eligibility is a 100% free service provided by the Doan team.
Scott and Caroline are deeply passionate about making sure no buyer ever leaves money on the table, and they genuinely look forward to starting your home buying journey together with you.
By teaming up with them, you unlock immediate access to all the cost-offsetting benefits and resources for your future home that we've talked about today. They hold the keys to making sure your savings stay intact while keeping your monthly payments as low as possible.
You know, I really love this quote from our source material. The biggest barrier to homeownership isn't always affordability, it's access to the right information. It completely hits the nail on the head, and it perfectly sums up exactly why you need knowledgeable guides like the Doan team in your corner.
So here is your very next step. I highly encourage you to go to our free down payment connection link right now. Clicking that specific link will instantly provide you with the benefits and resources in this explainer and so much more, letting you check your exact eligibility for free.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Will you let outdated assumptions keep you renting, or will you click the link to claim the funds currently waiting for you? Please don't wait another day to find out what you actually qualify for. Click the link, connect with Realtors Scott and take that massive first step toward unlocking your new front door. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy house hunting.
Thinking of your next move? Scott and Caroline are here to guide you every step of the way. Call them at 951-541-3498